So hi everybody and welcome to today's talk. My name is Fiona Kelly. I'm the Marketing Manager here at Atlantic Technological University Donegal, and previous to that role I was Schools Engagement Officer. So today I'm giving you a snapshot about applying to SUSI and also applying for the scholarships and bursaries that are available at ATU Donegal. So today we're going to talk about ATU Donegal, just snapshot, SUSI grants, and then get into the 7 or 8 scholarships that we have here. So hopefully any of you that are in the room or who are watching online, maybe get a pen and paper, write things down, or watch this back on YouTube just to make sure you really kind of grabbed that information that's critical to you as you approach that journey. So key stats and information about ourselves. We have 5,000 students here in ATU Donegal. We offer 54 degree programs. We have 2 campuses, one based here in Letterkenny and one based in Kellybegs. 72% of our programs offer work placement, and we've had a 43% increase in student numbers here on campus in the last 7 years. We have 50 educational partners and 40 masters and postgraduate programs. So today I'm talking about SUSI grants. I'm talking about the Optum Northwest Healthcare Scholarship Scheme. I'm going to talk to you about the 1916 Bursary Fund. I'm going to talk to you about new entrant sports scholarships. I'm going to talk to you about the College of Sanctuary Scholarship. I'm also going to talk to you about the Push and Boundary Scholarship. I'm going to talk to you about the LYIT GPA Postgraduate Scholarship, and then the DCIL Independent Living Scholarship. Now, that's a lot of scholarships and a lot of information to take in. So first things first, who is SUSI grants? How am I supported if I'm thinking about my 3rd level journey? So SUSI grants are the awarding body in the Republic of Ireland. They opened their system in April. So you can apply today for your fees to come to our Letterkenny or Kellybegs campuses today online by going to www.susi.ie. You may be exempt from paying the college tuition charge. Hello, come on ahead in. So the fees in Ireland are €3,000 a year. Now there's discussions at the minute that those fees may come down as you progress through your journey, and let's hope those fees come down. But the fees in ATU Donegal are €3,000 a year. You can apply if you're coming to Letterkenny or Kellybegs campuses to SUSI for any of our degree programs, any of our 2-year, 3-year or 4-year programs. So it depends in terms of, I suppose, your status. Are you under 23? Then you're known as dependent. Are you over 23? You're known as independent. So there's lots of little factors you have to be conscious of when you're thinking about your SUSI application. But today, if you have the time or over the weekend, you can check whether or not you're eligible by going to susi.ie/their eligibility reckoner, and you're able to check your status, see maybe whether or not you're entitled to a grant. You can put in your family income and they'll give you a quick calculation as to whether or not you may be eligible. It's governed by the Irish government under the Grant Scheme 2017. They process all new, so if you're first time or you're coming back to us, renewing applications in Ireland. All applications are made via this website, susi.ie, and they have amazing supports on their social media, their help desk, and also on their phone line. So what courses are funded under SUSI? If you're thinking about a PLC, it's funded. If you're thinking about undergraduate courses, so a degree, a 2-year or a 3-year program, they fund it. Also, postgraduate courses, they also fund them too. But this is the key eligibility criteria. You have to have nationality, residency, the last 3 out of 5 years in Ireland. You need to be progressing, so you won't get to do first year 4 times with SUSI. If you have a great freshers week every year for first year, you can't keep resetting the button trying to figure yourself out. You have to keep moving from first year to 2nd year to 3rd year to 4th year. It's called progression. They have approved courses and college programs. For instance, our programs are all approved. Some courses, say private colleges, wouldn't necessarily have the courses all approved, and they check your income from 2021. So if you're getting social welfare supports, or maybe there's income coming into the house under your parents, that's called reckonable income. So before you apply, you need to figure out what your status is. Am I over 23 on the 1st of January of entry? So if you're coming to us this September, were you 23 on the 1st of January 2022? If you were, then you're classed as a mature or an independent student. Now, you may be over 23 but living with parents, and you'd be classed as a mature dependent. And then there is the dependent, someone who's reliant on their parents, unless you have mitigating circumstances, whereby you can prove that you're not actually living with your parents, you're living independently, and that would be classed then as independent, but you have to prove that to SUSI. But more often than not, most people aged under 23 are classed as dependent. So step one, you register your SUSI account. You complete and submit that application to register. Use an email address that you check. Okay? Don't have an email address that is kinghomersimpson@hotmail.com, once set up in first year for no reason other than just accessing free discounts, and you never check it, because your email address is exactly how SUSI will contact you if there's problems with your application or they need more information. So use an email address to register your account that is a really, I suppose, accessed email address by you. So try to use something. A lot of the time people use maybe parents' email addresses, which can be good as well, or somebody that we know that's looking at their emails. Step two, then, you have to provide your information. Income, details, CAO number, all that information you'd expect to find. Now with SUSI, you don't have to make the application all in one go. You can start a wee bit and come back again, and then refresh it and add to it each time. Step three, then, they may ask for supporting documents. They'll email you. They might say to you, you didn't give me a P60 for last year, or your social welfare statement wasn't provided. All of this information is really, really important. And then step four, you receive that payment notification that you're getting your grant. That's what the registration document looks like at the very, very beginning. Again, you create your username, your password, create your own PIN code, all that information. And then it'll tell you, registration is complete, we've sent you an email to that email address. You will need your PPSN number. You will need the PPSN number for people in your household. You'll need your CAO number. You'll need your income details. You'll also need the course details, and you'll need your AIR code, because there are different levels of a grant if you're at a certain distance away from the campus of choice. So your AIR code determines exactly, pinpoints the exact kilometres from our campus. And then you click on Start Your Application. So income thresholds. Where the income is less than €39,875, you would be eligible for your contribution charge, so your fees, plus 100% maintenance grant. And the maintenance grant, if you're living under that 50-kilometre radius, is worth €1,215 a year, in addition to the €3,000 fees being paid direct to the college. But maybe in terms of yourself, your income is less than, you'd be eligible for that 100% maintenance grant. If you're over the 50-kilometre radius, so further away from us, you'd be eligible for that €3,025 maintenance grant plus your fees. So if you're over that travel distance, because they say, well, it's going to cost you more to get to us, then you'd be eligible for that, which is $336 per month, in addition to your fees being covered. Say, for instance, two people, come on ahead, two people are, for instance, maybe on social welfare payments in your home. Perhaps you would have maybe somebody in your home that's on disability payment or invalidity payments. Then they may be, because of that payment, may entitle to what's known as a special rate of a grant. And if you're under that 45 kilometres, it's €2,375, or it's €5,915 if you're over 45 kilometres, and that's your fees covered as well. Okay, so paid in 10 instalments. Key messages in relation to your SUSI grant are: check the website. You can check today, this evening, if you're eligible, on their eligibility reckoner. You can also, in your CAO form, really important that you do this in your CAO form, tick that you've applied to SUSI, because that gives you breathing space from the colleges, so that when you register day one, you're not being asked about your fees. You've ticked that, I've applied for a SUSI grant, I'm awaiting a decision. Also, apply early, okay? It opened in April. Apply early, because the earlier you apply, the earlier they can assess you. And remember your classification. Am I a dependent? Am I independent? Or maybe I'm not a dependent anymore. I might be 19 or 20, but prove it. Prove it that you're living alone. So you've got to check your classification. You've got to remember relevant persons. If you are dependent, remember your parents' incomes, and also track your application. you can see on their system where your application's at, or if they're looking for more information, and return documents on time. And if you're self-assessed, early tax returns in 2021 will suffice. So if you're thinking now about coming to Eligibility ATU Donegal, and you're thinking about studying in science, technology, or health-related programs, we have a scholarship available from Optum Ireland, which is worth €2,500 a year for anybody coming into those program areas. They give us 2 scholarships every single year. Deadline for application is this month in May, all right? And you have to be coming into the first year of a program that's either science, technology, or health related. Sponsored by Optum Ireland for students coming here, and you get it the period of your program. So for 4 years, if you're coming into a 4-year degree, it's $2.5K a year from Optum, and it's paid in instalments throughout that academic year. That's 10 grand over 4 years. So it's worthwhile looking at all of these scholarships that I'm highlighting today. The 1916 Bursary Fund is also a fund that's open to people who maybe are ethnic minorities, who are coming as a mature student, returning to education, who are coming from an underrepresented background, and this is worth €5,000 a year, the 1916 Bursary. Now, we give out around 6 of these every year, and we have 6, NUIG have 6, and I believe that Galway, GMIT, now ATU Galway Mayo, and ATU Sligo also have 4 and 4. And these are open to anybody coming into any course, but you have to apply for the bursary, and again, all available on our website, and it's worth €5K a year. And again, if you're in a 4-year degree, that's €20,000 over 4 years. The REACH scholarship is an application that you make when you come here, okay? We give out around 40 of these €800 bursaries in the first few weeks of joining us. The form is downloadable on our LYIT website. Deadline for receipt of the forms is around autumn time, and then when you join us in those first few weeks, you'll receive that payment, and that €800 payment will really help with the transition to 3rd level. Maybe you're thinking about a laptop, you're thinking about your transport costs. It's called the REACH scholarship. If you're a sports person, and maybe you're excelling in sport at either Gaelic football level, so maybe individual sports, MMA, karate, athletics, then you can apply for what's known as a sports scholarship. And it is worth between €1,000 and €1,500 a year. So here's some of our scholars. These scholarships are open to anybody in terms of applying, as long as you're playing sport competitively. Okay, so you have to prove that, and there's references in that. Michael Murphy, the captain of the Donegal team, is the head of sport here at Letterkenny, and if you're here today, take a campus tour and look at our facilities. In relation to then postgraduate supports, we have a postgraduate support called the GPA scholarship with the Gaelic Players Association. So if you're completing at a certain level in terms of Gaelic playing, then you should apply for the scholarship. Again, these are 2 of our winners from last year, and it relates to postgraduate study for those who are under the GPA. If you're living as an asylum seeker or living in direct provision, we have the College of Sanctuary Scholarship. And now there are people watching us online here today, and we're streaming live on our YouTube page. So again, anybody that's here with us in the room, you can watch this back if you've missed any part of this today on our YouTube page, on Letterkenny Institute of Technology's page, ATU Donegal. Okay, we give 3 of these scholarships every year, and it includes a fee waiver, and priority is given to people living in direct provision. If you're thinking about coming to Masters or postgraduate study, we give out 30 MSc MA scholarships last year. Scholarships for these Masters programs are usually around €2,000, which takes the scholarship or the Masters fee down to around $3–3.5K. So if you're finished that degree and you want to do a Masters, you apply for the Pushing Boundaries scholarship, and it reduces the fees significantly. For anybody that's thinking about coming back to education who has a disability, we have worked with the Donegal Independent Living Centre, and we have a €750 bursary available under this project as well for any student with a disability who's returning to education. Now, I've given you a lot of information, a snapshot about the SUSI grants. I've given all of those scholarships, but they're all available on the website, lyit.ie/scholarships. Every one of those scholarships I mentioned is on lyit.ie/scholarships. I advise you strongly to take a look at them, go through the criteria, see what you might or might not be eligible. The SUSI part of this talk is also worthwhile watching maybe back if you haven't grabbed all of the information. For now, that's all of the information that we have for you, but if you want to know more, we also have an event around the 17th of August if you're thinking about coming in about 2-3 weeks before we start. But if you have any more questions, feel free to ask me now. That's me.